Alright, so I'm gonna stop overthinking this content here on YouTube and just start pushing out ideas and just thoughts. Typically, at this point of the day in the morning, I'm on my way to work, and it's just like my natural reset. It's the time that I get to spend with God. It's the time I get to pray. It's the time I get to reflect, and it's the time I get to plan. So, it is the middle of the week, and I'm looking forward to the weekend. But one thing I've been thinking about this week is the bare maximum. And I was just planning ahead. It's early 2026, it's January, and I have a lot of goals for this year, not just for myself, but for my family, for my business, just for whoever God is calling me to serve. And so I've been thinking with Destiny as we're planning out some things. And one thing that we've been doing is just kind of like mapping out, like, what is an ideal, direction that we would like to head into? What does it look like to have a particular house or a particular, day by day schedule? What does it look like to have our kids in a particular school? Like, breaking down literally everything. And what I did with that was try to come up with a current number or value around what it would take to afford that cost of living, right? And so that was cool. I mean, I haven't really done that in a while, especially collectively, like thinking about the entire picture, right? And I'm sure I'm probably missing some things there, but yeah, it was just good to do that, look into that, and then reverse engineer what needs to happen in order to get there, right? So as I was thinking about that, I had that number, and I just started to think I just need the bare minimum of this dollar amount to be able to afford this. And I started thinking about you never know when an emergency may pop up, right? You never know when anything in life may pop up. You never know where you may be at that particular point in time, and if you may want to expand in other areas, and what is the cost of that? So it made me think about how God is so expansive, and to try to quantify anything, when we say we have faith, it's kind of it doesn't make sense to think about the bare minimum when we have a bare maximum God. And he really is a God of who maximizes in our life. He's a God that multiplies. That's the word I'm looking for, multiplies. And to have faith is just to trust that his plan is perfect. His plan is much greater than mine, and he's moving from a heavenly perspective. I'm here on earth, and a lot of times I'm thinking from my flesh. I'm not thinking from my spirit, man. I'm not thinking from a holy place, right? And so that's really a goal that I'm wanting to move into and shift my mindset into that perspective of just moving from a holy place, moving from just a heavenly mindset, not thinking so much of where I'm physically planted here on this earth, right? So that was just a huge perspective shift for me that I'll be moving forward with. And as I'm just thinking about just any daily approach, right, or any task or situation, I should be leading with, what does God think I should be doing right now? What is God directing me to do or be or say? And just starting with that is probably the best thing that I'll be able to do moving forward, instead of moving from my own perspective, because I don't have it all figured out. I never will. And it would be a shame to miss out on the blessing blessings that God has in mind. He has our good in mind. He has my good in mind. And so to think that I'm just going to move off of what I think it should be only is like, it's not the way. So that's my thought of the week. It's my thought of the day. And I'm just going to go forth blessed and covered, So, yeah, just wanted to drop that in here. Hope y'all have a blessed and beautiful day wherever you're at. Peace.